All right, good morning. For those that don't know me, my name is Sean Skinner. Let's just call this Real Talk 101. So, like myself and millions of others, we look at the Bass Pro Anglers as give me an opportunity to do that. Give me the tools by all these sponsors to do that. Um, well, I've been able to do that. I was sponsored by Warrior Boats, uh, a full sponsor. Um, Also, local car dealership gave me a Bighorn Dodge truck. Um, I was able to lease it for $1. I had to put all the insurance on it and whatnot. Um, but I wanted to talk about the life of a pro angler, which a lot of you don't understand. Is you're traveling to another state some 90% of the time without your family, and your family depends on you catching a fish, unless you get all these major sponsors that pay for everything and you're making a living off from endorsing them. But if you're not catching fish, they're not going to sponsor you. So you need to produce. Um, if you're a young father or young mother on tour, you're missing out. They'll tell you they miss out on a lot of family opportunities. So how important is fishing compared to your family? Um, Unfortunately, in 2008, I believe I had a emergency brain surgery, and I lost all my sponsors. But a few that stuck with me side by side, regardless of fishing or not. They just stuck by me on who I am. I had the opportunity last week when Major League Fishing was in town. I got to meet Mark Daniels Jr. and Jacob Wheeler, and it was very important for MDJ to come out to the Oneida Indian Reservation and to get taught about our people, and it meant a lot to me personally because I got to give them a quick one-on-one in a couple hours of our great history and a great culture that I have. But we got into real talk, and they got to meet me, who I am as a person. I've done foster care, raised a lot of children. I adopted my son, who is now 13. We got him when he was 4 months old. And then, it's important that I told them, hey, encourage your sponsors to give you extra stuff, extra gear to give to a child. You don't know if that child has been fishing before or ever able to afford something like a Jacob Wheeler Ducket fishing gear, or Lucky Craft or Mega Bass. Any gear, just give them something to remember that moment by. And it's me as a person, means a lot that companies look out for our future generations. Me being an indigenous person, native, is that my people look out for the best interest of our generations for 7 generations. And fishing is a multi-billion-dollar sport. People don't realize how much fishing it is. I do tournaments now. It's a team tournament. I've been able to have a great fun with the two partners that I've chosen to fish with. But that's what we're doing. We're fishing. We're having a fun time. It's vacation time, and it got to a point where some of the Bassmaster Elite guys are coming to these tournaments now, and I see it as a challenge personally. As, hey, these guys have all the big sponsors, and here I am in a 20-year-old boat, old electronics, old fishing gear, and fishing with one of my best friends, either my brother or a brother from another mother. And I see it as a challenge. Like, hey, if I'm able to beat them, why don't their sponsors sponsor me? Well, that's not the case. Some of these guys are winning millions of dollars or $150,000 paychecks. they're away from their families. Where us weekend warriors, it's a vacation for me to get away and enjoy my time. The 2-day tournament. Sometimes these guys are traveling not only from other countries, but states that are 16, 18-hour drives. Then they got to get up to pre-fish or pre-registration meetings. They had to get to know the body of water, retie stuff on, take stuff off, reorganize from the last tournament, reorganize for this tournament, come up with a game plan. So they're at that next level of able to, what I call, cash some checks. They're not out there just to fish and promote fishing companies. They're out there to cash a check, bottom dollar. They're looking to win. And like I told MDJ and Jay Will, is yeah, you guys might be winning and whatnot. You haven't fished against me. And they loved it. And I told them I'm not trying to be that person, but every person that competes goes into that competition as they're going to win it. They're not going to take second, third, fourth, last, or just happy to fish in it. Their mindset should be set, hey, look, we're going to win this thing. And that's just how I am. So I'm going to start doing some one-on-one thinking, as I call myself, old school. Is I know where Justin Lucas was fishing. I know that body of water of Door County, Wisconsin very well. I knew that the flats were up there. I knew MDJ was up in Egg Harbor, and it's all these guys were able to fish the bodies of waters that I grew up on and got to see the luxury of what I have in my back pocket. So I invite anyone of you that can see this, hey, you want to come to Door County, Wisconsin, DM me or whatnot, and we'll try to make something happen and show you what the Great Lakes has to offer. And it just this may not have made sense to anyone but myself, but tournament professional angling is very hard on the person doing it, along with the families, if they have families, especially in today's society with this COVID. You don't know if you're going into a hot spot or whatnot. Me personally, I'm a COVID survivor. I was on the ventilator for 17 days. They told my family it's looking pretty bad. My last rites were given. My wife and my brother were my power of attorneys. I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't realize I was that sick. So, these professional anglers they're looking out past their homelands. It was scary for myself, but back to on tour with these guys is, I traveled to Mille Lacs Lake from Wisconsin. Was probably one of the hardest things I did was by myself. I was on the BFL Great Lakes Tour, EverStart Tour, and it wasn't long ago that I was able to run some of the best equipment money can buy. Now I have equipment that I can afford. I don't have the major sponsors that say, hey, here's a SOLX 15 for your boat. Why don't you put that 10 up on the bow? I don't have the great new technology. I make do of what I have, and it's what I can afford. Like some of the guys say, they get rid of their boats right after the season and get a new one. I applaud them. They worked their asses off to get to that level they're at, and it's not a jealousy. It's I wish I was 20 years younger and didn't have a family to chase that dream of being the Bassmaster Classics and whatnot, because I can assure you that in any tournament I'm able to hold my own. I'll at least catch a fish. Um, to me, it's a whole different level now. It's not about a paycheck. It's about following a passion and a dream. Um, but after I got to meet MDJ and Jay Wills, was they're young men in this game, and they were able to follow it, and they took the steps to get to that next level, and now they're some of the most sought after fishermen in the world. And you guys can look them up on Facebook and their YouTube channels. They thousands and thousands of followers, and them two alone could probably make a big difference on their sponsors and endorsements. Yeah, I'm a strong advocate for youth, and they can have a celebrity youth tournament, or each one of their buddies on the tour have to bring in a child that's not related to them, or that they know personally, that they just get to meet that child that day, and they're assigned someone different for the next day, and they not only teach them about fishing, but they teach them about life. And I bet you it'd be a great turnout if that's done. And that's one thing, that's my next subject I'm going to talk about, is preserving our youth, and what these professional anglers, in my opinion, can do better, and along with the companies that make the product can do better and be more accessory or available to these youth programs. Not everyone can create a 501c. Not everyone can create that nonprofit, that 501c program. They just do it in the kindness of their hearts. And I understand businesses are looking for their write-offs, but they also have to believe in the program. So stay tuned. I'm going to do a one-on-one. I think my next subject is going to be just that the youth programs that I want to design and have each one of you take part of. And even if it's one kid or two kids that y'all got to take out fishing, and educate them about life. Our youth need us more now than they ever have, especially with the schooling programs and whatnot. So thank you for listening. I hope this helps somebody, but hopefully MDJ or Jay Wills will touch up briefly a little bit on what we discussed. Talk to you later. Bye.